Greetings, geeks. Welcome to episode 723 of Geeks in Space. I'm Rob Commander Taco Malda, and I am joined in this exciting day by Rob Roseboom.
I'm excited.
Chris DeBona.
I'm Day. And
Wow.
we're exciting.
Wild Stallion!
Form of?
Oh, all right, cool. All right, so because I have been basically offline until right now, I have literally read nothing on the Taco Zone.
Okay.
So things are going to be an
Can
adventure
we talk
today.
about Boris Johnson?
We could talk about Boris Johnson. There's actually been, we had two Boris Johnson stories, although I guess on Tuesday we had the Imperial measurement story coming back to the UK.
Yeah, but we didn't really talk about it a whole lot.
Yeah.
We just mentioned it.
What a dum-dum. All right, talked about Penguin. When the U.S. military launched 500 million needles into space. Are they still raining down upon the nation?
That's like a Seattle thing.
Yeah, no, this is old.
This is
right?
this is like a Cold War era. They
wanted to see if they could screw up the old radio.
Yep. Turns out not that much. But also maybe don't do that because it's a bad idea.
Well, the problem was I got one right here,
Ow.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, I've just learned to live with the needles.
The constant needle rain.
Yeah.
Well, no, they did fall back down to Earth, after a few days. I don't think they stayed up there like forever or nothing. But
I mean, have you ever installed or worked with like fiberglass insulation?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Basically,
Very
this
recently.
asshole is like, what the world needs? Everyone to feel like they've been installing fiberglass.
For sure. When I was, I worked for a summer in a factory, and the worst job, there were two jobs in that factory that I couldn't physically do, but one of them was putting insulation inside of office panels, and at the end of every day, my arms, I would wear gloves, but then from my wrist to my sleeve would just be like glowing red from just the fiberglass.
And this was when you had that problem where you would constantly touch your ear, right?
Yeah.
And your penis?
Dude.
And so you were covered in scratches.
Dude.
In unusual places.
Or
you'd go poop and you'd wipe and that was it. And
I put in a summer at 7-Up, and my job was to work the end of the line where they would package the Barbie pink punch and the saran wrap robotic arm that would come down and wrap the pallets was off all the freaking time. And I can't tell you how many times I had that arm explode Barbie punch all over me.
Oh.
The whole end of that line was sticky. It stunk like lemonade out in the sun. It was terrible.
That is my nightmare. That is my nightmare.
Wow.
Well, I'll tell you the worst job.
We share a nightmare.
Right?
God, that sounds awful.
Sticky things. No, the very worst job, and this was the only job that after I did it one day, I refused to ever do it again, was like there was like a honeycomb texture thing that had to go inside of the office panels. And they would like a machine rolled adhesive onto the edge of this honeycomb. And when the line got backed up, you had to the honeycombs, these giant honeycomb things had to be like stacked and like stored for like 10 minutes while you were waiting for the line to catch up. I couldn't do it because there were these, I don't know, 6 foot by 8 foot sheets of this sticky honeycomb, and it would just cover me, and it just made me want to barf. It was the worst job.
Yeah.
I hate it. It's sticky. It makes me sad.
Yeah. I'm not proud to tell you this. I had a job at a Sizzler in Herndon, Virginia.
Ooh.
And I lasted 3 days. Couldn't do it. And I don't know why, because I've had grosser jobs, but it was basically I both worked the register and I cleaned the steam tables at the end of the day. I think I came to hate humanity
in 3
short
days.
And I had worked restaurants before. It was not like that, but something about that Sizzler, man.
See, I really
broke me. It
liked
broke me.
I liked that factory job. The only thing I didn't
Yeah.
like about it is I had to wear, earplugs, and I didn't. They were uncomfortable. But I liked the people. I liked a
Yeah.
lot of the jobs. You got to like sit across to like.
And you didn't get sprayed with 7-Up.
At
Oh,
no
sorry.
point was I ever covered in
You didn't
Barbie
get
pink
Barbie
soda.
blasted.
Yeah.
You know? Was it Barbie Blast? What was the flavor?
It was
7-Up.
I think it was just Barbie pink lemonade.
Nasty.
I'm looking it up.
Well, we do have a
Yeah,
story about the
I didn't
largest
last
airship.
long.
Yeah. I have to tell you, I saw this and I was like, I bet you this is Sergei's. And it turns out
It's Sergei's.
it's Sergei's.
That's why I posted it. We've talked, and
Yeah,
this is
Land of
the
the Man.
Moffett Airfield, right?
This looks well. They're saying that this is in Akron where they're doing it,
Oh, okay.
but it looks like this is at the Hangar 4. And yeah,
I
bringing
tell
airships
you,
back to Akron. So this is actually in Akron. So
I am terrified of the idea of airships. Like I am scared to go in one. And you've been in one, right, Chris?
yep, yeah. I was one of Sergei's, right? It was a present to not like they gave us an airship. No, it was an Android part of an Android Founders Award. I've got the plaque somewhere, for launching Android successfully, and so we all got to take a ride in the airship around the bay, and
How big
it was
is the
kinda awesome.
pod at the bottom or whatever?
I don't on this one. I don't know. On that one, it was like here. I'll bring up the photo.
Well, is it like a school bus or a van in there? Like I don't have a sense of.
No, it's bigger than that here. So, well, you type airship into Google Photos and it goes right to it.
We're not seeing that, so we'll take your
I
word
know.
for it.
It's loading in time.
We don't want to see what
In
you keep in your
time.
photos. We know what you keep in your photos.
It's a lot of pictures
Yeah.
of the bunnies on the property.
I've seen what makes you laugh.
Traditionally, the Roseboom clan has avoided airships ever since great aunt Gert decided to build a campfire inside the Hindenburg.
It was her fault.
Well,
Gert.
we don't like to say that very loudly, but
Yeah, so this gives you an idea. It's basically 2 rows like this, about 6 deep.
So
and then
small
pilot.
bus.
Yeah, it's like a shuttle bus.
Yeah.
But longer, like a short bus. Yeah.
Oh yeah, special bus.
Yeah, special bus.
And
But
yeah,
yeah,
that
it
just
was
there's just something about that terrifies me. And airplanes no problem, but airships seem scarier.
Yeah, so this is the view of the cockpit. So
That's
there's the
cool.
cockpit. Yeah,
I
and
don't know that seems more stable to me. Like
it was kind of remarkable, to be honest, and it was very stable. It was like being on a rock or something. I don't know, man. But like, yeah, there you go. There's a
Yeah,
picture
okay,
of
there
the
we go.
cabin.
Yeah. A shuttle
And
bus.
this one
that's
is bigger though,
Yeah,
so
for
figure
sure.
it's probably twice as big. And usually they have like, broadcast equipment or whatever. Go photograph grab.
Right.
it's the connection of that cab to the actual airship that gives me worry. That's the part I obsess about.
Yeah.
It was just a bunch of nylon ties and some tape, right? I mean,
It's just all
This
gorilla
is double
glue.
stitched, right? This is double stitched.
Yeah.
oh, triple stitched. They used Velcro.
Good.
I mean, there's a structure inside the airship that's connected,
I would
Yeah,
hope.
I assumed.
and these are filled with helium, not hydrogen.
Also wise.
And this little fan is how they stay up. That's it.
Cool.
No, kidding.
Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
Everything's fine.
That little fan is great.
Everything's fine until they convert all the helium to helium-3 inside there.
Mm.
With their
With the moon,
whatever. Yeah, with their
Yeah.
moon laser. I've heard some prominent congressmen talk about that this week, so
Yeah.
I'm a little concerned.
Lord.
Basic science isn't really part of the
Well,
requirements.
who knows
for
what
elected office.
they're building in their peach tree dishes out there.
Oh, this is the part that I thought was really cool. So they have this portable mast. It's like a crane, and they just bring the thing down, hook it up, go inside, and park it.
Oh, I wonder if they open it up there, if they can make the whole thing whistle. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
It goes backwards.
Like,
Yep. This
All
is
right,
good fun.
yeah. So yeah, Sir. I still like Sergey. I think he's one of the nicest people,
I've never met the man.
and he loves him some airships. You know.
Hey, if I can honestly tell you, if I somehow fell into $1 billion or more, I would not spend it on airships. But I respect the
Oh,
people who do.
what would you spend it on?
I mean, there's been a lot of the things that we've seen. Bezos going and like taking up the sunken Apollo launchers. I would do stuff like that. That's cool.
Yeah, or like with what's his name, the Avatar guy, going to the bottom of the
Going to the
ocean.
bottom of the ocean. I wouldn't do that because I'm claustrophobic.
Yeah.
But I think that's awesome, and I respect that. So yeah, this is the World War I Battle of Verdun. I assume this is CG
Huh.
Lego and not
No, it's
not
stop
stop
motion.
motion. Is it? Are
It
you
is stop motion.
sure?
Yeah, I mean that's what he says.
I'm skeptical, but
You think it's CG?
I mean, I watched. I skipped through this. I scrubbed through it and just watched bits of it because it's 10 minutes long, and it
I
looked
mean,
like
And
he's
CG.
got effects for sure, like the little bullet, hits.
and Rob
And some
detests
of
trench
the things.
warfare, so
Yeah, it's one of
it's
my
hard to get through.
it's one of my turnoffs.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I thought it was remarkable. So
Yeah,
anyway.
I'm curious if it's stop motion or CG because like the Lego Movie, most of that they've done a
What?
fantastic job
What?
of.
No,
What?
the Lego Movie was all pure Legos, man.
Yeah, for sure,
There was
Chris.
no computer animation, none.
None.
Rob, do you want to tell him?
No, man.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you live in your dream world, your Lego
Yeah.
dream world.
He's happy. Let the
Yeah,
man
yeah.
be happy.
All right, why can't we just like the thing? Let people like the things that they like.
Yeah.
What cracked me up is some of the comments. I was kind of comment bait this weekend, So, Machine Gun Frenchie #6 is my favorite character, showing his skills with operating the gun and even unjamming it quickly in the first half of heroism, and the second half of the video by charging at the Germans with nothing but a knife. His death was tragic. It's like,
Dude,
Machine Gun Lego Frenchie #6. So
it was well done.
yeah,
My problem with it, I think, was just my standard, complaints. There's too much brown on my screen.
yeah.
Trench warfare, man, should be more filled with greens, more fauna.
So the Audrey Tattoo movie, A Very Long Engagement, is basically about it's like hours of World War One trench
Mhm.
warfare, and it's the grimmest crap. This boy that she loves, he goes off to war, and it just destroys him, and it's just like, you know,
If there's one thing I need more of, it's grim crap.
oh, grim crap. Let's go with that.
No, I don't
Speaking
need.
of grim crap, why are our brains stupider than animals?
They're not. They're smarter than animals.
Well,
Oh.
This
Chris's
paper.
brain.
Well,
I
yeah.
guess I didn't read it with my good brain.
Yeah. You read it with your
animal
with your
brain.
base primate brain.
Yeah.
My
No, if you're
disappointed Lego brain.
if you're interested in this kind of stuff, this is kind of a neat story that doesn't go hugely in depth, but sort of talks about the processing power of the human brain, at least according to this study, due mostly to how we can, with our white matter, not make direct connections, but can make connections to things that are similar. That seems to be the the direct connections in humans and animals are basically the same, but it's our ability to draw from other parts of the brain that don't work, as straightforward as others that allows us to process and to imagine and to create.
Ooh.
So yeah, yay white matter.
Dude.
White matter power.
Dude. You're gonna get us demonetized.
Oh, sorry. Yeah,
Oh, I see.
I think about that.
Because for you, all brains are racist, huh? Rob?
just yours.
So I was reading. I was like, why don't they name the authors of this paper? And I realized, oh yeah, just trying to make sense of the abstract for a common audience was probably their whole.
Yeah. That's their deal.
They could have mentioned old Negan or Fernando or
half of those people just
David.
hopped on at the end to get their names included.
Yeah, I mean,
What's
Ooh.
I don't want to say anything bad about John T. O'Brien, but I'm not sure he was doing a lot
You
of
still got a beef
the
with
heavy.
old John?
yeah?
Yeah, I'm not sure he was doing a lot of the heavy lifting in this paper.
He's
That's all
no
I'm saying.
David K. Menon, that's for sure. uh, is
You know
it,
who really pulled it out at the end was Emmanuel.
yeah,
He was
MVP.
Clearly.
MVP.
Clearly.
What's the number that they use for like the citation?
Oh,
like their score for professors or for paper writers?
yeah, we call it so at Google we call it a Dean number. You know how many papers you share with Jeff Dean.
No, there's a
not Niels Bohr.
no, there's a ranking system that college.
I know.
Clampy would know, but don't bother him. Don't bother Clampy.
No, I'm gonna Google it. Papers distance number. Scholarship academia. Okay.
I'm trying to find it too.
Journals shared.
I, on the other hand, am not typing it. I'm not looking
Nope.
at all.
No,
Physics.
not even the least amount of effort.
No.
Popular.
I'm taking the John T. O'Brien approach to this one, fellas.
Oh, John T. Ever since, I think there's something going on between him and Tim Fryer. I think the two of them might, have beef.
I'm sure John O'Brien is a lovely fellow.
But they came to blows over Oxford commas.
Yeah.
With Pedro Mediano.
Damn it.
These are scientists. They don't care about that sort of formatting.
Right, they only care about logic. They're like Spock. You know what would be funny is like if and I know that we are of no significance, but if our transcripts of these showed up, because like these guys aren't mentioned in thousands of papers, like they're
Sure.
so like this is probably one of the weirder references to their name showing up. So like they would never find it, but imagine getting the Google mention for this. Oh, somebody mentioned me in a podcast. Like, oh man, it's
Or
just
going to another job and saying, well, your work is impressive, but we do have concerns because, these questions were brought up about your engagement in this paper.
Yep, we're a little concerned that that these schmucks are bad mouthing your use of Oxford commas. Are you not a good collaborator? Negan Holland.
All right.
It's a good name.
I'm having a hard time finding this.
That's
I
fine.
bet you in the channel.
Let's move on.
That actually
All right.
reminded me. I watched The Simpsons with my kid, and The Simpsons a couple of weeks ago. They disappointed Marge by not going to the Holland, Michigan Tulip Days.
Really?
Like they name dropped.
That's exciting.
They name dropped, but they called it the wrong thing.
They did. I saw
Isn't it
that.
tulip time?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's tulip tools or
No, they called it
Tulip.
Tulip Days instead of
Tulip
Tulip Time.
smooch.
Little part of me died inside for that.
Sorry. Yeah.
But they had Marge like in a little costume and everything. It was like, all right, good on you.
She dressed as a tulip?
No, a Dutch costume. So Bruce Campbell responds to petition to get it to replace Amber. I haven't seen this yet. What did he say?
It just he's like, send me the script. That is fantastic. Like, do you know how much joy that would fill me with?
Yeah.
That would be hilarious.
I mean, I will say also, considering how meaty her part was in Justice League, it's like my wife was like, "Who Amber Heard?" And I was like, "Well, she's in a DC movie."
She was in a lot of the first Aquaman. I mean,
and well, after Justice League, yeah, she was in Aquaman quite a bit. And I said, she's the one floating in the water for 5 seconds, saying, "Are you sure you want to save the dry walkers or whatever?" And he goes, "Yes." So that was
So
her
drama.
contribution to Justice.
Now imagine how well Bruce Campbell could deliver that
Man,
line, right?
Bruce Campbell would send it.
And-
He'd be like, but meaty old Aquaman, are you sure you want to save the daywalkers? It's all dry up there. You're gonna get chafed.
And he'd spend then the rest of the movie beating himself up somehow.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I really want him to be Mira. I don't want him to be some other character.
No,
I
that's
want him to be
that's a,
that.
No.
And then Aquaman talking about his powerful jawline throughout the whole
Yeah.
movie. You know, like
so.
What I love about Mira is her powerful jawline and her
yeah.
chin.
So when my wife, I'm recording. Do you wanna be on the live stream today? Oh, she's closing the door. They CGI'd all of Amber Heard's hair in the first movie, all the underwater hair, because it's like all floating. I would
Yeah, it looks
absolutely
terrible.
love to see Bruce Campbell with the CGI'd Amber Heard red hair floating around. It would be so fun.
It'd be great.
So I guess maybe that's what it's got to be. Release
Well,
the Bruce
I
Campbell
guess
cut.
why are people talking about Amber Heard so much? I haven't seen anything about
No,
Amber
that
Heard.
she's barely been in the media.
Yes, since her movie Syrup, which was an adaptation of Max Berry, who you'll remember wrote Jennifer Government,
Mm.
his adaptation of his soda pop story.
I was reading
Yep.
that she has like 2 or 3 already shot movies just in the can. Like, can you imagine those
And she
producers?
threw the can at no.
No, dude. No, she lied about something. That's all. That she lied about the can.
Honestly, I stopped at someone pooed on a bed. I was like, you know, I'm out. Yeah.
I stopped when I read the phrase Amber Turd. I was like, "That's all right. That's funny. I'm done with this story now. It can't get better.
You've gotten everything you're gonna get out of it.
There's nothing
Right.
else I'm gonna get from this story."
Oh, actually, I should point out something else. The other thing was they were doing this in Virginia for some reason. I've been to that building. It's
Oh,
where the
weird.
DMV is when you have to figure out like the most complicated of parking tickets. And like it's a horrible building. It's basically it's Apple's spaceship, but in brick and
Ew.
filled with horrible people,
Hmm.
you know? And I'm like, oh, it's strangely appropriate.
So why did Boris Johnson get booed?
Oh, because he's Boris Johnson.
Well,
You know?
I understand,
So
like,
he's like Donald
holistically.
Trump light.
well,
Right.
you know, people really don't like him.
Yeah.
But it was the comment. This comment here. Let me find it. Carrie, are they booing me? No. They're saying boo Riz.
That's a Simpsons quote, right?
That's a Simpsons quote used so perfectly because he's so clueless, you know? Yeah.
Okay, but it wasn't a specific thing that he did. It was just getting out of a car, you get booed.
It was Boris getting
Well,
out.
I don't think it had anything to do with getting out of the car. Per
It wasn't
se.
the car, it wasn't the
Yeah.
Queen, it wasn't the
Gotcha.
Platinum Jubilee, it wasn't
It's
the model of
it's
car.
it's that he's him.
It's
Yeah.
Boris. Boris is unpopular with the common royal watcher.
Okay, quick media survey. I finally started The Boys, this new season of The Boys.
Oh, it started. That's
Oh.
right.
There's 3 episodes up, and I haven't watched even the first one,
boy.
and it's great.
I can't wait.
I'm super behind.
I watched
I
the
haven't
first
watched-
Orville.
I also watched the first Orville.
I didn't catch the Orville or Star Trek or The Boys yet. I'm so behind.
Dude,
I'm behind on Star Trek.
I actually had a little bit of a moment yesterday while I was watching Stranger Things, because I'm now on episode 6 of Stranger Things. But like yesterday, in the last 72 hours, I watched The Boys, which was great. Stranger Things, which is, you know, for what it is, it's good. The last Star Trek episode did some stuff that was super fun, which breaks my rules of Star Trek, but was super fun and worked for me. And there was an episode of Kenobi. And so I was just like, you know, this is like
You're having a good
This
day.
is like 5 pretty
I
good shows.
I did catch Kenobi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's end
Wait.
there.
Wait, how was your Kenobi experience?
Thank you, Chris.
Go ahead, Rob. Tell us how much you liked it. I will say I liked this episode more than the second episode.
I
So
agree.
there's that.
I agree. The third episode had no extended chasing a little kid scene.
Well,
and
it had a little kid being slow chased and then fast chased through a tunnel. So there was that.
but those were like moments, I guess. They weren't like drawn out action sequences like the first 2. I'm pretty tired of watching, you know, a 10-year-old be chased. That's
Also
fun.
we learn in episode 3 that the most powerful Sith Lord maybe who's ever existed can't walk around a fire.
Right. That bothered me. That was my only complaint with that whole episode.
Like if
Did it ruin the
you ever
shot?
if
Or-
you ever want to get rid of Darth Vader, all you need is a can of lighter fluid and a Zippo, and you
Yep.
just make a line of fire in front of you, and he can't cross it for some reason.
I
It's
will
like a
not
vampire.
cross this.
It's like a vampire and running water or something, I guess. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
It's
That shot was
Yeah.
weird, but I liked the episode, like for what it was. I mean, the other thing that I really liked is so hella spoiler. They had a big duel between Darth Vader and Obi-Wan in Episode 3, which made me very happy because now I'm not gonna spend the next 2 episodes just tapping my foot saying, "I know you have to have a big Vader Obi-Wan." Like now they have a lot of other options for what their finale looks like.
Oh.
And I was afraid that if they didn't do it, that having that idea of the Vader Kenobi duel hanging over the whole season would just be like it would make a lot of the episodes lose some of their what's the word, momentum, energy. I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe this is a weird complaint, but it also bothered me that they basically just anthropomorphized a star-nosed mole and made him drive a truck because he's a miner, because he's a mole.
Voiced
he
by.
looks exactly like a mole.
Did you
It
catch
just-
who was the voice?
Yeah. So
Zach Braff from Scrubs.
yeah,
Oh, no kidding.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was just like,
So
All
while
right.
you guys have been talking, I've been bringing up memes. So
all right.
both A, I don't ruin Obi-Wan, and B, memes are funny. So
That's so true, Chris. My biggest beef so far, if you just cut 3 minutes of chasing Leia out of episode 1 and episode 2, and I thought that the casino planet looked wrong. Like there was something about the
you know
lighting or the
why?
compositing.
Because in every dystopian future space opera, they have to have a dumb casino planet, and it's always like, okay, so are these the oppressed or the empire? How are all these rich people having such a good time?
I had
while
no
there's
problem
all
with
this
it.
depression happening on Tatooine.
I had no problem with it in terms of story structure. I had problem with it visually. The images on the screen looked cheap. They spend
Yeah.
10, 20, 30 million dollars per
There's-
episode on this show, and the casino planet looked like if we went to New York City and like it looks like we filmed stuff and then
Like-
crappily blue screened ourselves onto it.
the raptor-headed dinosaur bounty hunter was one of the worst special effects I've seen in a very long time. It was like sci-fi channel level bad. It was awful.
Sharknado. I liked Kumail Nanjiani. I thought that was fun. But anytime they were on the street, I thought it looked cheap.
I guess my biggest complaint about it is just how bad everybody is at their job.
Right?
Like literally there's not one person in this whole show who has any level of proficiency or ability to do what they're supposed to. I have no idea how these people ever got in charge because they're all completely useless.
Right?
They are just completely useless.
For sure.
Like Obi-Wan screws up and uses Leia's real name in front of
Right. That was
stormtroopers.
That was impressive.
Because like, oh whoops, I was thinking about something else. You know what?
Yeah.
You had one job: babysit a 10-year-old girl. No.
Now, granted, he didn't call her Princess Leia, so
That's true.
it wasn't that bad. He just called her
Hey,
Leia.
aren't you Anakin's kid?
That's right. Oh,
Yeah.
by the way, you have a twin
Ugh.
brother. Don't forget that in the next 8
Don't
years.
smooch him.
Yeah, don't kiss your brother in 8 years.
Don't kiss your brother.
That's right. So the Star Trek episode this week, I won't spoil it because Rob, I know you're watching it, but it's not a big episode of the week creature feature. It's 3 really charming mini stories that have nothing to do with each other, but they're very much character development stories. And the Spock episode, it's a brain swap,
Ugh.
and it works.
Sure it does.
But you're gonna hate the big. There's a big finale sequence at the end that you're gonna hate. But I really enjoyed it, and I don't even mind if Chris puts up the taco has bad taste Chiron.
So
'cause it's true.
is the Orville still the best Star Trek?
I actually, so I watched the Orville, and I
watched the
have
first episode.
enjoyed Strange New Worlds, the first 5 episodes of that, more than the Orville.
Okay.
But I think that so this episode of the Orville has some baggage from last season,
Yeah, it
and
does.
they deal with one of the major plot lines in a very after school special way, which it was a little too much for my tastes, but I get it. But I liked the Orville
right.
just fine.
So I felt, and they're introduced. The Charlie character is new, right?
Yeah.
They could have gotten a better actress.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. I'll
She's not what I'm going to call a great actress.
I'll give it a couple episodes before, like, I
Yeah.
always feel like, you know,
I hope
when
they reorient on, you know, the Yaffet recordings. You know, that was kind of cool that we got like some recordings that Norm Macdonald did before he died.
Yeah.
Is what I'm guessing.
and they dedicated the episode to him.
Yeah,
I was
thought that
just-
was kind of sweet.
I was just thinking about his character
Yeah.
the other day. I loved
Yaffet, man.
I love the little scene where they walk in on him and the doctor, and it's just it's only a few seconds, but it's one of my favorite scenes in the whole series. It is hilarious.
Right.
They
It is
they,
fun.
they had a good shot of him in a spacesuit. And it just cracked me. You just see the goo part in the helmet. That made me
Right.
laugh.
Okay, I need to.
You need to bail, so let's say goodbye
right.
to the internets. Goodbye, Chris DeBona.
Goodbye.
Goodbye,
folks.
Rob Roseboom.
See you guys.
That was episode 773 of Geeks in Space. I was Rob Commander Taco Malta, and we'll see you next Tuesday. Bye-bye.